So far, so good. All right, so number 1 is, can y'all see? Yeah. 31,680 feet. Now, the things that your lower and middle school teachers made you do that sometimes they'd even count off if you didn't write feet or inches or yards, after me telling you a few stories about disasters, it is very important that you say, this is in feet, in case somebody needed it in something else. Say they're ordering something for a whole entire building, and they think you've just told them 31,680 yards, and they order all of that material. So it's a big difference, so you've got to say the word, okay? Did some of y'all get number 1 right? Okay. All right, 11 yards. It's okay if you miss them. We'll go back. Number 3 is 5.5 feet. Just mark the ones you need to go over. Number 4 is 196.85, bless you, inches. That's inches. 196.85. Number 5 is 4.57 meters. Number 6 is 3,840 minutes. Number 7 is 2.5 years. That was 8. I'm sorry. Number 7. That was 3840. Sorry, that's really. I'm going to rewrite that.
What was 6? She's going to go over it.
All right, number 5, going back to 5, was 4.57 meters. Number 6 is 3,840 minutes. I'm just giving answers right now. 3,840 minutes. Just correct yours if it's wrong. We can come back. 200 and number 7 is 201,600 seconds. Number 8 is the one that was 2.5 years. Number 9 is 1,056.7 quarts. Number 10 is 0.79, or you could have given me 0.80 gallons. We want to learn to be very precise in here, but right now I'm just wanting you to be able to get the right answers. So those are the answers. And in just a second, you could just ask questions, like just be honest, everybody, like if you miss one, probably other people have those same questions, so just get the ball rolling. Rebecca.
For number 9, I got a different answer.
Okay. I haven't worked this worksheet this year, so it could be that that's wrong. So let's see. Let's do number 9 together. All right, so on number 9, we are changing 1,000 liters. That's what we're given, so I write that down. 1,000 liters to quarts. And we know that 1 liter equals 1.0567 quarts. All right, so I'm going to come back to this, and I'm going to write this as a fraction. I can either put the liters over the quarts, or I can put the quarts over the liters. Since this is liters on top, I want to put the liters on the bottom of my next fraction, okay? And so my next fraction is going to be 1 liter and 1.0567 quarts. And I think we're just going to quarts, aren't we? So this cancels out. And then when you multiply 1,000 times 1.0567, it moves your decimal 3 places. And so you get 1,056.7. Is that what I called out?
Yeah.
Quarts. Rebecca, question?
Oh, yeah. I think that's what I wrote down, but I think I multiplied wrong.
Okay. Yeah, that happens. All right, other questions? Okay, Daniela with an R.
Could we go through number 6, because I got the wrong answer.
All right, and we're going to do one like this together in a group, so everybody watch, because you may end up with one of these. Can you see this red?
Yeah, it's better.
All right. If the animals are too much in the way, and it will not always be animals, apparently sometimes there's living rooms. I don't know. Sometimes there's engagements. Right. When someone gets engaged, it's really fun to show you the video, but let's keep moving. Anyway, I'll move it out of the way if it's like too much in the way. I don't insist on having a picture there. 64 hours is what I'm given, and I want to go 2 minutes. Not T-O-O, T-O. I'm changing it into minutes. So I know that there are 60 minutes equals 1 hour. And I've got to decide which one of these I want on the top and which one I want on the bottom. I can do it this way or this way. I want to pause and tell you why that works. I think it's always real important. I wish people had told me why. That's one thing. My husband's also a math major, but when he hears me teach, or some of, like, he knows the math department really well, he's like, wow, I wish I'd had a math teacher that explained why to me, because it makes so much more sense. Really, if I just up and multiply a number like 25 by 3, then I've got 75. I don't even have 25 anymore, so that's not okay. All right, do y'all see what I mean? What's the only thing you can really multiply a number by and not mess it up? 1, right? Okay, so what would you say if I have 4 quarters equals $1? I don't know how many quarters I'm going to get for $5. You don't need, I understand that you don't need to do unit conversion for this. I know that you can figure it out. I'm just doing it as an example. I'm going to multiply, I'm going to put the quarters on the top, 4 quarters, because these are going to get tougher. Watch my fingers, tougher. Not really though, if you understand, if you just keep writing fractions and canceling out, even if you have to do it 12 times, it'll all collapse down to what you need. 4 quarters to $1. You can just see now that you've gone from dollars to what? Quarters? How many quarters are in $4? I'm sorry, $5. How many quarters are in $5? 20. You knew that anyway, right? You didn't really need unit conversion for that. But you can see how that works, 20 quarters. What I would want to say to you is this. Look back at this. What is 4 quarters?
$1.
Don't I really have $1 over $1?
Yes.
I do have a 1-to-1 ratio, don't I?
Yeah.
What is 12 inches?
A foot?
1 foot. So isn't this like saying a 1 foot to 1 foot, technically?
Yes.
So do you see how it is a 1-to-1 ratio? So you're not changing the value of what you have. You're just converting it into something else. Okay? So when you multiply by these fractions, you really are multiplying by 1. It's just that there's 3 feet in 1 yard. Okay? Question?
What I thought about it when I did it on 6 is I just thought on 60 minutes or in 1 hour, so I just did 60.
Yeah, sometimes you don't really feel like that you need unit conversion. There's going to be times you need it, there's times I need it. But if some of it's intuitive, you don't have to show me like steps, and as long as you know what you're doing is right. Like if somebody asks me how many quarters are in $2, I'm going to say 8. I'm not going to sit down and, but if somebody wants me to change 60 miles an hour to feet per second, I'm going to go through the little steps. So I'll keep doing it every time, and then you pick and choose when you need it. But let me tell you, everybody's going to need it sometimes. There are students occasionally that I have that don't do it succinct, like just like me. You don't have to be just like me. As long as you're getting it right and you understand what you're doing, I don't bother you. Okay? Just make sure you're doing it. Some people are just so logical, and I want you to run with that. I don't want to push you in a little box. But I find that people are super logical. Sometimes they get a little, what's the word I'm looking for? You can get careless because you're so good. So just be careful, just watch out for that. I encourage the logic, but it's got to be combined with a little bit of discipline. So anyway, I agree with you, and that's great. You just do that. I'm going to say 64 hours just to keep doing these examples. I'm going to say there are 60 minutes in 1 hour. Hours cancel, and as she said, 64 times 60 gave us whatever that answer was. I don't remember what I called out. And I think were we just going to minutes? Yeah, on that one we were just going to minutes. What was that answer? 64 times 60, 3,840 minutes. All right, now, how many seconds are in an hour? That's another thing you can jump to logically if you want to. You don't have, a lot of us want to start with hours and go to minutes and then go from minutes to seconds. But you can go straight there. Victoire?
120.
Almost, you're doing the right method, but it's not the right number.
Oh wait, no, it's not times 6. Oh, 360.
3,600. So no, one more zero.
Yeah.
So Margot, it's 3,600. So there's a lot of seconds in an hour. It doesn't feel like it when I'm at work. It seems to go really fast. But what Margot and Victoire were talking about is they thought 60 minutes, each one of those minutes has 60 seconds in it. So you multiply those together like you were saying. I already forgot your name. Maria. Like Maria was saying. If you want to, you can go straight from hours to seconds. I'm going to leave that up to you. I'm not going to do it in class. So let's take number 7 and do like a 2-step process. So I'm going to say 56 hours. This is number 7. 56, that says hours. I usually don't like to take time writing out words, you can tell. 56 hours to seconds. So first I'm going to change it to minutes. Now what if I got confused and I said 1 hour has 60 minutes? That's true, but is that going to help me in this problem? What do I need to do with that fraction? I need to take its reciprocal, don't I? Because what do I want to happen?
You want to make sure you can cross out.
Right. So just go back and flip it back over. You just got to make sure those words are canceling. All right. So I'm going to say 60 minutes and 1 hour. Hours are gone, so I feel good about that. And then I'm looking at where the minutes are, so I'm going to say 60 seconds and 1 minute. And so then I'll look at every number on the top. On the top I have the numbers 56 times 60 times 60. And then it's divided by what? I don't really need to mess with the bottom right now, do I? It's just divided by 1. Times 1 times 1. If those were numbers down there, you would need to put them in parentheses in your calculator. Question?
Is the quiz going to be on this?
I'll always make sure you know exactly what the quiz is on. By the time it's not next class, I think it's the next one. But by then, I think it would be the whole worksheet if we've gone over it all. So
Does that mean we'll get a conversion chart?
you'll have a conversion chart on the quiz, yeah, or I'll have one up on the screen or something. Yes, yeah. I care with this that I think a lot of them you know the ones I know. Some of them I have to look up. So you'll have a conversion chart. I care more that you can convert. Like for instance, I don't even know what the euro is right now. But if I went to Europe and had $100, I would find out what the euro was, and then I would be able to convert my money.
Will we get calculators on the quiz?
You can use calculators here almost all the time, and I encourage it. In a course like mine, the calculators are not going to be a crutch. You're going to really have to know what you're doing in order to use them effectively. They can give you the wrong answer if you don't have it typed in right. So I'm not one of those people that's like, no calculators. It really kind of taxes your knowledge of mathematics to be able to use it correctly at this level. So please have it in class and be using it. And I don't have any extras up here in this classroom. So if you don't have a calculator and you find yourself having to multiply 56 times 60 times 60 divided by 5 times 140, you're going to be real upset. So I would strongly suggest a calculator, okay? By the way, now that I brought that up, I can't remember what numbers I just said, but let's say if I had 56 times 60 times 60 over 40 times 5. And if I didn't have a calculator, what would I do? This may help you with standardized testing.
Wouldn't you just multiply everything?
That's the last thing I would do. That's what everybody would do. That's not what I would do from doing. I give like standardized test workshops sometimes. You always want to be logical and do a critical thinking.
Would you try to divide the numbers by 5?
Something like that. I'd start crossing out.
Wouldn't you have to find one?
Okay, I'm not adding. It's all multiplied, so I don't need a common. I'm still not knowing. Maria. What's your name again?
Sarah.
Sarah. Okay.
Would you reduce?
How?
Maybe 60 and 5.
Yeah, and I think that's similar to what some people are saying with what's in common with the numbers you're going to reduce. Like I would first throw those, I just divided them both by 10. I would throw those zeros out. And then 5 goes into 60 12 times. And now this is just a 4. 4 goes into 12 3 times. So now all I have to do is multiply 56 times 6 and 3. That's going to be a whole lot easier. So look at the big picture and go, can I do this easier? I really push a lot of logic in here. But best case scenario is you have a calculator, okay? Because if you don't have one, the good thing is we're up here, and so I'm not mean at all. But so if you're in the math center, I might give in and give you a calculator. But I'm not bringing a bunch of calculators up here, so you really won't have one. You could beg, and please don't beg. I'll just make the decision if I would let you use Desmos or the calculator on your screen. But I'm not going to let you do that on a test. And there's something about punching it in the TI-84 that processes it. So have a calculator every day. Charged, powered, whatever you need to do. Huh? It's coming. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
I have to get mine by next week.
You'll get yours next week? Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, there's some leeway at the first of the year. Any other questions on 1 through 10? Okay, so what I'm going to do now, so there's not just a lot of quiet space on the video, I'm going to turn it off. I'll end the video, and it'll be called like September 12th, Part 1. And then after you do some group work at the board and we talk about it, then I'll probably do some more to help you with your homework. And so you'll have not that you would really need to watch the video. You never have to do it. But there'll be a Part 1 and Part 2 so that you understand what that means. But I always put them up by the date.